There are a few different types of action that one can undertake. One is the focus of, for example, reducing emissions. That's what we refer to in the sort of climate change parlance as mitigation, so mitigating those carbon emissions. And whether that's through renewable energy or driving electric cars or simply reducing the amount of energy or fuel that one uses, that's one way of mitigating the emissions that we have as a species. But then there's also another very important piece that I hope people will take away from this report, and that is that, regardless of those mitigation efforts, there are changes already locked in, already in the pipeline that are coming, and in somewhat short order in the coming few decades, not 100 years away. This is something we're in it right now. And we need to be in a position to not only mitigate our emissions, but also adapt to those coming changes.
Was there anything in the initial findings that you found surprising, or did you pretty much anticipate the majority of them?
One of the findings that we had that was just having a look at past data that we've collected at the Bermuda Weather Service at LF Wade International Airport over the last 2 decades was the number of times a year that thunderstorms were reported as part of the normal aviation operations. We normally have a set of observers, very diligent observers there 24/7 that report a number of parameters in the interest of aviation safety. One of those parameters is whether or not there's a thunderstorm in the area. And so we counted the number of days a year on which thunder was reported at the airport. And we found that there was a robust upward trend in that. Perhaps not a surprise, but it was striking that it was such a robust trend that we were actually seeing more thunderstorm activity. Therefore, we're probably seeing very much heavier downbursts in short periods of time. And that kind of goes hand in hand anecdotally with what we think we know about flooding, but we don't have any flood gauges in Bermuda, so we can only rely on anecdotal reports of flooding.